Oh, that's
That
sick.
was awesome. You thought of the same thing.
I
It's
know,
like,
I know. I was like,
whoa!
let's go to that. Oh man, sick. That's so cool.
Hey guys, welcome to
What's up?
this live streaming.
Yeah, this edition, third edition, hopefully the bug-free edition of the live stream, whether it's audio, video. Like, we're not making it easy for ourselves because today we also have a special guest that will join us via the internet technologies.
I'm all shaky because he's actually one of my
Yeah.
biggest inspirations.
He's
You've seen the thumbnail probably, so
Yeah, he's a lot of people's biggest inspiration.
yeah. Mark
so yeah.
Tremonti.
Mark Tremonti will be joining us about halfway through the live stream. We still want to have some us time, you know, just you.
There's some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we still
And
have some
we're
gear
looking
news
forward to your comments and live reactions. What's going on? That was fun playing along, dude.
Oh, nice.
Nice. You were jamming,
Oh,
right?
true. Mark is a bass player. Thank you for hanging along with us, guitar people. Thank you so much.
I hope
man.
we had a drummer and like a, I don't know, singer, saxophonist, whatever.
Ah, would have been cool.
Yeah, just jamming out at home.
That's funky.
Pünktlich wie die Maurer. Yet immer zur Nightcat. You are the dude. Danke dir.
Does that mean that we're like spot on? Like
Yeah,
on
it's
time?
like-
Nice. That is the most German of compliments ever. I love it.
It's pretty good from two non-German people, but you know,
Yeah.
we learn. We are trying our best.
Absolutely. Glad I skipped work today. Hey Jeffrey, how you doing? Glad you skipped work as well. Hopefully it should be a good one.
Nice.
All right, and Melanie. Oh, ich bin's wieder.
Oh, hey, Melanie.
Melanie's back. Oh, I mean, she got some great advice last week, so
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like awesome. It's good to have you guys here.
Nice. Have you, by the way, realized how thick the Stelly sounds?
Yeah, it does.
And I'm not talking about today's sound with the octave. I am talking about. So I had the sub and up octave. It was here on the shelf, and the TC Electronic sub and up, which is a lower and higher octave. In case you don't know the pedal. And I just thought, yeah,
Cool.
whatever. I don't know. Let's funk it up a bit. And
Yeah, go for it.
it's so cool. I'm loving it. I have some dirt on, but not a lot. It's really just the rev, the Palmer cab, usual setup, and a bit of octave fuzz. This is all the low, like all the sub, and just a bit of top to avoid sounding like an organ.
Yeah, almost. I was gonna say that. Like,
okay. But it's so cool. Wait, let me play your favorite lick, which is still such a nice thing. It's my lick, isn't it?
that is.
And it doesn't freak out, even though it's not all, you know, it's like a minor
fully
7 and everything.
Yeah, it's handling it pretty well. It's a cool pedal. I've used it
Yeah.
on Hidotone a bunch. I think that's why it's still here. It's
Yeah.
like I ordered it for like Childish Gambino or something like
Oh,
that,
nice.
and it's been here ever since.
Yeah.
But it's a great little pedal.
Should be on the board way more often.
Oh, well, we can
Nice.
leave it on there. It's fine.
Yeah, and what was that? Was it the...
Mine was in provision of tomorrow's video shoot. So I've been lucky enough to take that guitar out of the shop today. That's a 57 custom shop Strat. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a heavy relic version. It's really cool, and I took it out the store to play some Jimmy, because tomorrow I'll be filming some Jimmy. So I'm plugged into the Marshall head, and I've got the Deja Vibe by Full Tone on, and I'm going to be doing some...
With all of its 18 volts.
With all of its 18 volts that I forgot. Took me
That
a
it
solid
needs.
5 minutes
Yeah.
to realize, why isn't that working? It's like, oh yes, true.
It's one of those.
It's one of those. Anyways, sounds like this. I really dig that sound. It's super dry, and I think I really wanted to have the vibe going today. There's still a few things that I'm going to do to that sound tomorrow, mostly with the amp, I think, because right now it's fairly quiet, about as quiet as that Plexi can be, really.
Yeah. Super quiet.
So I think it's gonna have to be louder tomorrow to get like closer to the Band of Gypsies version of it, which is the goal. But yeah, that's my rig for today. Really, really love that guitar.
Such a nice V profile neck.
Oh, it's a chunky V-neck, yeah, for sure.
Nice one.
It's like, yeah, you gotta... I think it's, if you're coming from the telly and you want to start playing Strats, this is the right guitar for you, because that's just a consistent neck. You know? There's some...
A reassuring.
Yeah, it's comforting. You know what you're gripping there. It's nice.
Oh, nice. Sounded great, guys. You're the best. Thank you,
Awesome.
Melanie. Hello, that's Rohit. Lena says, Hallo aus Augsburg.
Ah.
Hey, servusla. Moin moin, Benedict. So many cool, thanks. Nice Leslie sound from Jeffrey.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah.
Philip Gabriel Opria. Hello back. So nice to have you guys here. Wait, Joseph. Hey Joseph. Chris, you play absolutely phenomenal.
Oh,
Joseph,
yeah.
I am...
He loves you, man. Every video, I start reading his comments, because I know I'm not saying it in a bad way, like you always have kind words for me as well, but every time I'm like, damn, that's for Chris. He earned that one, but I mean, it's true, you are a phenomenal player.
No.
But you just
thanks
don't
so
get
much.
enough of it.
You don't know how
Thank
much
you.
that means really to us.
A lot.
I mean,
a whole lot.
All right. Hello from Texas, Mark B. You are from Texas.
Nice, awesome.
I'd love to be there right now, because it's not very nice here.
No.
It's cold. It's gray. It's actually in the night.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of usual September weather, to be honest. But because our summer was
Non-existent.
cut short, let's say, it feels weird.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways.
Alrighty. We'll chat with you guys in a second.
Yeah.
We just wanted to go through a couple of new thingies that we're excited about.
Yeah,
Right?
there's been
Let's
some
do that.
news. Gear-wise, let's start with gear. I've got some music news, but it's like on the low key.
Yeah, this is his computer, so he has the tabs. I'm not sure which you want to show me first.
Oh,
Which-
true.
which piece
true.
of gear?
Yeah, right. Well, the
I
one
can click. Just let me know
let's
which tab.
do the one that's obvious with the title because you already know about this one.
Okay.
You know, let's do,
yeah.
let's
Oh
do
yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Which is the Boss, the 200 series. They bring out the IR loader,
Yeah.
pedal, and the synth. The synth.
That's like we have them on screen and they're already available for pre-order, so you can go check out the link in the description if you're interested in those pedals. But we couldn't have like prototypes or pre-production here today, which is a bummer because that synth pedal.
I mean, you can tell, right? I chose the octave.
Oh yeah.
I'm in that mood right now. I
Yeah.
love to have some sort of a mean saw, whatever,
Absolutely.
triangle waveform, something. And also we have a synth dude right there mixing audio.
Yeah.
Hey, Timo.
It could have
He is.
helped.
You've seen him in one of our jams. This was the Red Hot Chili jam, right? The
Yeah, for the
Noventa.
Fender Noventa. Yeah.
He was playing keyboard, and he's a synth brain.
He's a music.
He
brain.
would appreciate it,
He's,
and I would too.
He does everything, and he does everything very well.
Oh, Borgia y Florentino. Hello from Mexico. Hey, dude.
Awesome.
Hey, servus.
Hey, Servus
Nice.
from Mexico.
Servus. Well, you know,
Hola.
you want.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely psyched on those, mostly because like the SY, the Boss SY, the Stompbox pedal that came out, what, 2 or 3 years ago? 4 years?
No, not that
3
much.
years.
No.
I think it's 3 years, because I was still working at the call center.
Oh, really?
When it came out. And I remember that every employee at Thomann was mad because they were all sold in like pre-sold batches in advance, like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months in advance, and no one could get hands on it.
Yeah, I remember
so
that. Yeah.
I'm curious to see what more this one is going to offer, and
Hopefully quantity. Like more quantity.
for sure. And of course we haven't talked about the IR one, which is, as you assume, the IR loader. So like power amp, cab, room, everything you expect from that kind of tweakable levels.
Which obviously makes a lot of sense that Boss enters that market with a professional level unit, because there are other companies who grew huge
100%,
only on this segment of the market. So Boss is really good at making really good things. So it makes a lot of sense to have this specific tool for those who just don't want to have an amp, just want to use a multi capable pedal board and whatever. It's nice.
100%. And the thing, they've had the algorithm for so long with everything from the Cosm series and everything from the like GT1000, GT1000 Core. Like, I'm fairly sure that this is going to be reminiscent of some of the presets and the configurations that you have on there. But
probably with some goodies on top to make it more unique.
So
that's cool.
And now you can have a Boss 200 pedal board. You have like you have the programmable drive, delay, verb modulation, and then synth.
But then at the end,
sold. Put like a MIDI switcher down that. What more do you need? You know? No, it's pretty cool.
Oh yes.
Happy to see that out.
Oh my. God. Hello. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can. Okay,
yeah, I picked that one because I knew you'd love it.
What is this?
It is the Katana was something that came out in the 80s, based I think it was only Squier at the time.
Okay.
And now it's coming out as a signature bass for I'm gonna butcher it.
Okamoto.
Yeah, exactly. And
wow.
It's radical. It's radical.
Okay.
But it's really cool.
Get used to it.
And I mean, like Shelping. Right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it makes as much sense as any other this shaped guitar. It's just not something that your eyes got used to, right?
Definitely for bass, and even more so, I think, because of the headstock.
Yeah.
Like the headstock is doing a lot of lifting for that body, making it look kind of weirder than it usually does with a V kind of thing.
Wow.
I don't know. So yeah, that's been announced. That's pretty exciting.
I don't think we're going to see a lot of metal players rocking that thing.
Philip is saying, I have to try Italy. It's your fault, Kris. Yeah.
Oh.
Every
my bad.
Same. Same. Feel you, brother. Hello from Mexico. Hello from France. Enrique. Enrique.
That's all you can say.
No, but I was like, Enrique, wait, what pronunciation is that? Yeah, I think that's the right one. But yeah, hi, welcome. It looks so ugly, goddamn. I'm like, yeah, of course, this one is not gonna be for everybody. I cancer. Oh, you guys are brutal.
Well, that's hard.
Yeah, no, I get it. I
Reaction.
personally don't know if I would rock that shape.
Oh,
honestly,
I would.
But I kind of think it's cool to see those shapes like dividing shapes.
Yeah.
You know, to show that okay, if you want that option, sure, have it. It doesn't have to go with everyone. It doesn't have to work with everyone. We'll still make it. And I'm like, all right, I'm down for that.
Sure,
it's
sure.
really
I mean,
cool.
so many people play like the standard guitars. I don't know any, but you know, you will find people like that a lot.
Yeah.
Apparently. So
I have a pink one over there.
Yeah.
There's a blue one. There's a red one. There's just so many.
yeah, so
special.
it's awesome to have these, and obviously these will still be our favorites, like our go-to guitars and basses. If it's a P bass, if it's a a Gibson, a Fender, an Ibanez, a Jackson, or whatever, you name it. Those standard shapes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be our #1 go-to shape anyhow. But just to have some crazy stuff going on,
cool.
I love it. I mean, I bought a freaking silver sparkle guitar, and people told me like, dude, why? It's like,
Gonna join a Kiss
because
tribute
it's
band or something.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
why,
it's cool.
because it makes you feel something. And if you look at it, you love it,
So-
you hate it. You know, it's. I kind of like
I
it.
like that
kinda
it's
like it.
I like that it's an option.
Yeah.
I'll leave it
And
at that.
I really, really respect those who have the guts to go there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love
Definitely,
it.
definitely.
To look and think outside the box. I think that's cool. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
hello.
have any more info on that. I just saw it earlier today.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you guys are seeing the screen. Yeah, you are. So yeah, you can read the title. I'm gonna read it. Yeah, there's gonna be a
No
new
drum
Sir-
roll. No drum roll. Too late for that.
There's gonna be a new Sir guitar plugin by Plugin Alliance, based on the Pete Thorne PT100 signature head amplifier.
Which is a great head,
It
obviously.
is a
It has-
great amp. Yeah.
There's the big one, the smaller compact version.
Yeah.
Now
I
you
think
can
that's
get the plug-in.
from the looks. That's like the 3-channel
Yeah.
version
Yeah.
with like clean crutch.
Yeah, it
and,
looks very much so. Yeah.
I've
I've seen Pete posting something like
Yeah.
a video on it, and it's gonna be awesome, as you would expect.
Yeah, it's kind of. I just read quickly the description on that's Gear News, by the way, because we get our news the same way everyone does on Google.
You
By
do.
Google, like, Gear News. Yeah, I don't have a private newsletter, but yeah, I think the first 2 lines of the article are something like Pete Thorne, who played for this, and that, and also massively recognized as the guy to talk to in terms of guitar tone. I was like, yep, I agree with all of that.
Check. Yeah,
right,
he's got all the
done.
checks.
So yeah, I'm curious to try that out. I've been diving a bit more into plugins lately, so
Oh, thank God, because then at least we have someone who knows how to use them.
I don't know. I think I got some plugin in like Logic or something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I got to try the new Amplitube a couple months ago, I think now, because Thomann was doing a promotion on it. So I was like, yeah. let me
Okay, I also got an
get in
example
on that.
to. Yeah,
You know,
okay.
because I started doing YouTube videos in like 2014, 2014, like 2013, 2014, and I was in Canada at the time, and I only had one guitar and my laptop, and so I was filming everything with Amplitube, but it was like Amplitube 1 point something, and I had like the one preset that I was swearing by, and I mean, man, the progress they've made since.
Yeah,
It's very impressive.
you cannot compare.
So yeah,
Plugins of today
Plugins
with-
are fun.
Yeah.
Plugins are fun.
Nice. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the last Gear News window.
Looks to be the one. Okay, so Chris Broderick gets new Jackson signature models, 6 and 7. Do we
Yeah.
have pictures? Ooh, yes, we do.
They did the burl. They did the purple and the burl. I mean, and also the horns and everything. Like the model has been rethought. It still kind of looks that Chris Broderick signature offset kind of a thing, which I really dug with the first models. I mean, those were great. What do you know? What pickups are in that one?
Black ones. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, those.
Quite a big amount of plastic, some metal, and definitely some magnets.
Hopefully some
Yeah,
magnets.
I mean, do you want to
Chris Broderick's signature. Yeah, of course. Okay.
Nice. Okay, you get a tremolo version and with something that looks to be like hip shot-y, maybe even real hip shot, whatever, in that ballpark. Nice. Okay. I always loved offset guitars, just in general.
Those, I think they really nailed the shape.
And if we're talking about a modern shape, a modern guitar, that's offset and it still makes sense and works.
Yeah.
That's...
Well, and it also, offset kind of carries that aggressive, unless everything's super rounded off, like a Jaguar or Jazzmaster kind of guitar. Offset looks like fast, you know, kind of.
Yeah.
The amp is
going
struggling
crazy.
It's like, I brought the phone too close to the pickups or something. I don't know.
Nice. All right.
We have skipped
all of the comments.
Oh, yeah,
dude.
It's the right pronunciation, Enrique. Perfect. I'm really happy about that. Can you stand by me?
I will so stand by you.
You're closer to the amp, so. Thank you, Alfred.
You.
Thank you, my dear.
Do you fancy a cup of tea?
I never even cared for headless guitars. Okay, that's Jeffrey. That's good. Good to know. It's definitely also a dividing topic. Headless guitars. Those Jackson are not headless. It's just that they don't fit into the whole screen.
wait. There you go.
They have a head. I don't know if you were talking about these. But yeah, no, I get it. It's a really dividing topic among guitar players and bass players, for sure.
I mean, for a good reason. Yeah.
I play a traditional telly shape, but it's an A-string multi-scale modern take on it. Does it still count as a tally? Is it still superior to every other guitar? Yes.
Seriously asking.
Have you had your answer? Yes. Okay. No, but that's cool though. I like that more and more like extended range guitars are going in that T shape, or like even if you look at the Abassi, like the Lorada shape kind of thing. It's I like that vibe too. It's like nice mix of classic and
also the Jura, is it
Jody Plantier?
Yeah, the Charbel, right?
Yeah. It's but like, it's like, you know, a standard 6-string guitar. You're like, it's kind of boring at this point. Oh no, what is it? The LSL guitars.
Yeah, that one. Whose signature is that? Architects. Yeah. I've had that guitar in the shop, in the workshop, and had to, I think, change strings. They were old or whatever, and was figuring out like which gauge, because on a baritone you can get it all wrong, because there are some with 13s, 14s, 12s, 11s even sometimes, and the tuning is also very different all the time. So I wanted to make sure that it's the original strings. I wrote LSL even and everything, and I had time. I had the guitar there in the workshop, and you know, for 1 or 2 days, and oh man, I made a mistake of playing it a little.
Wait, because I'm dying inside. Architects is one of my favorite band of all time.
And you have a blackout.
I cannot remember the name.
That hurts.
Adam Christensen. That's why I had Christian in mind. I was like, Christian something. It's like, I feel so bad about myself right now.
I know. I feel you, man.
Probably one of the bands I've seen live the most amount of time, and I'm like, what's the guitar player? Yeah.
It's such a
Anyways,
whatever.
It's a crazy cool guitar, absolutely. Couple of more questions. When is Mark joining? Very soon. Very soon. We still have some time for. We're fun too, guys. Come on. No, I get it. I'd be looking forward to it.
I am.
Is it any use to put locking tuners on a guitar with a Floyd Rose, and as there already is the locking nut? Yeah, I mean, they serve a different purpose. Locking tuners are barely going to help with like tuning stability or anything. They're just going to make changing strings a lot faster and a lot easier. So you can always spare that with a locking nut. I'm no guitar tech. You know, I hit things.
Like
hopefully some tones sometime. I'm no guitar tech, but my basic understanding of locking tuners is that they don't do anything for tuning stability, but just make your life a little bit easier. So whatever the context, I think if you want to save that amount of time or energy changing your strings, that's probably a good shout.
Yeah, exactly. And just a little tip, because the headstock is already relatively heavy of a guitar with a metal locking nut and, you know, the existing tuners, try to look for locking tuners which are not massive, because the whole headstock will become heavier and heavier.
Yeah.
So that's just a little thing that I kind of pay attention to when it comes to a Floyd guitar and someone wants locking tuners on them. Try to make sure that those are sort of lighter ones, which if you look at it,
the ones
hip shots,
open gear, hip shots,
but not only those, like
yeah.
spare cells are relatively light.
Yeah, true.
If you look at it, if you look at the picture of whatever fits on your guitar, whatever you would want to get, you can already pretty much tell, because if it has like a massive big wheel and whatever at the back, it's probably going to be heavier than something that's way more sort of subtle and thinner and whatever. So yeah, that's something. Also, there are some where the actual peg, like the post, is something where you lock like at the front, which is always way lighter than the ones with the wheel at the back. So
and someone who was it? I lost it. Oh, Bun Gerbil. Yeah, of course. Instead of locking tuners, I installed the ball end at the headstock, and it seems to work fine, which is also a good way of doing that. Like a lot of people with Floyd Roses put the ball end through the tuning peg and then cut it and lock it in the Floyd system.
If you want to know how, just check out our video on the channel where Steve Vai's Guitar Tech shows. Well, shameless plug time.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very good timing for that, where Thomas Nordex showed me, or us, like everyone, how he does it. It's pretty simple, and it
Steve
makes
Vai's
a lot of
guitar.
sense. Yeah.
If it works for Steve Vai, you'd think that it could probably work for you.
Yeah, it might be good enough. Yeah.
We've got some more questions for the people who were like looking forward for Mark to come, which again we all are. I think I'm gonna take some questions and we're gonna do some manipulation.
I'll manipulate.
Trying to transition very smoothly.
Oh, we are smooth.
And you've seen the past live streams, I assume, so you know like smoothness is not always.
You know our kind of smooth. It's pretty rough. Yeah.
Okay, what's the perfect 3-band EQ for metal with a mid scoop? Well, you can make any EQ have a mid scoop if you scoop the mids on the EQ pedal. Pro tip.
Dude.
It depends on what you, because like 3-band EQ for metal, okay, is the gain coming from the head? Is it coming from a pedal? Depending on which kind of head it is, you might be better off with like something like a parametric EQ, or maybe a parametric boost overdrive that gives you that kind of flexibility in the boost. So that could be a thing. Depending on if you can give me a little bit more about your context, I can try to help you a bit more than that. Do you guys both recommend the new Fender Player series? I saw your video regarding how great the necks were, especially on the HSS Strat. I don't want to speak for Kris, but yeah, the guitars were good.
Yeah.
Like the new Player.
The Player Plus.
Player Plus. Yeah.
The thing is with the Player Plus is that I'm off screen. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm right here.
Yeah, he's right there. He's right there. We are doing the smooth transitioning.
So the thing is that some people complain about the price, like it's a Mexican guitar for $1,000, whatever. Of course, but you have to compare it to its American counterpart, which is the most expensive production-made U.S. Corona-made Fender, which is the Ultra. So if you compare that, because the specs are very close,
they're super close.
It's half the price. So that's why Fender thought like, okay, let's make this as high and modern as possible in Mexico and charge way less than if it was the American counterpart. So it's pretty cool.
Exactly what he said. Go back to your transitioning.
I'm totally transitioning because this is going to happen right now.
Right soon, hopefully.
Right soon, hopefully. On it. John, with computer audio, right?
We have some questions for Mark as well.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm gonna. I read your question.
Them.
If you guys have any questions for Mark, put them in the chat at any time. I will keep track of them and then hand them over to Kris and Mark as soon as that's happening. How stable is the tremolo system on a Stromberg? Pretty good. I've had one.
Right?
Yeah, I had one, but that was a fixed bridge. But I used to play a lot of the prog version and like the Pliny signature version, and it is really stable because of all the locking mechanisms within the system itself and at the headstock or the lack of headstock. But yeah, never had any issues with them. I think it's happening.
Hey.
How
It
are
is
you?
happening.
Oh, Mark, can you hear me?
Yes, how you doing?
Awesome, I can hear it too. I'm doing fantastic. I'm so happy to have you here in the show. How are you doing?
Good to be here, man. Yeah, you got a stack of amps behind you.
Oh, absolutely. And there's some more
Nice.
off cam. So you guys enjoy this one. This is gonna be Mark Tremonti for you guys. How are you doing? You're on tour, right?
Yeah, I'm touring. I'm in Illinois right now, Rockford, Illinois.
Awesome, awesome. I have a couple of questions because in case someone is not familiar with it, Mark will have a brand new album out on the 24th, right? This Friday?
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's awesome. I had the chance to listen to it. It's called Marching in Time, and it's solid. It's exactly the kind of album I was hoping for to hear. How do you feel about the songs? You have recorded them quite a few weeks, months ago. I guess more months, right?
Yeah, we've been probably sitting on it for 4 or 5 months maybe now, so it's this has been the most time between recording and releasing a record ever. So people are just hearing songs that I've lived with for quite some time now.
Yeah, yeah. That's so weird, I guess, to see people calling them the brand new songs, and you're like, yeah, ish, sort of.
Yeah.
So cool. So what I wanted to ask is like the songwriting, because I'm guessing most of the songs, if not all of the songs, were being written in such a weird period of time, right? With all the lockdowns and all the world pandemic going on. What was the inspiration for the songs?
Well, there's one song that's really based on these times, and that's the title track, "Marching in Time." So that song's about finding out I was going to be a father during the pandemic, and not just that, but watching the world kind of fall apart. People, people against each other. You can't turn on the news without people fighting and not being able to have conversations anymore. Yeah. And that song is just my saying to my child, let me, teach you how to live right, and stop, and don't let the world corrupt, the way you live your life, and stay that pure spirit you are.
It's a great song, by the way. It's probably the longest song you ever wrote for Tremonti, like for this
I think so,
project, right? It's like over 7 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's, by the way, the way the song builds up, it's just goosebumps. It's literally like the perfect way of building up tension and getting to a point. It's like dark but also beautiful. It's whatever. I'll stop fanboying at one point. I'm pretty sure about it. But it's such a great song. And actually, what was interesting, like the nerdy side of it, the guitar nerdy side of it, I've heard some crazy cool effects, like broken effects and everything, around like 1 minute something, where it builds up and the tension gets really intense. Are these effects you recorded on the fly? Like, is this something you will incorporate in the live versions, or is it just you guys going crazy on the desk and in the computer?
No, that's some of the effects, were my pedals that I used, but a lot of the times the effects, whether it be this band or Alter Bridge, that's either Miles or Eric bringing in. I hold down the meat of the rhythms, and then all the effects on top and all that cool stuff is mostly Eric's parts or Miles' parts. So yeah, but there were a few key effects that I like in the song "Now and Forever." There's that almost that distorted tremolo kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That's a pedal that I've loved for years. There's another pedal called the Transmitter by Earthquaker Devices that I've used on this record a bit. I love that pedal.
Nice.
But for the most part, I'm just the beefy rhythm, chunky stuff, and then Eric does a lot of the affected stuff.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you have, everyone has his thing to do and sort of builds upon each other, I guess. Yeah,
like in the song "If Not For You," people think that's a keyboard, but that's actually a guitar going through a synth pedal. So it makes your guitar sound like a keyboard. So the part's written almost like a piano part, but it's played on the guitar.
So cool. I have a couple of songs which I have a little note here which were mind blowing immediately. "Let That Be Us." That was my, like, hands down my favorite. It's such
Oh,
a
nice.
melody. It's incredible. And I mean, obviously, the first song, the way it starts, it's like the chunkiest sound ever. It's such a good riff. It's crazy. The
Well,
World
thank you very
Away.
much.
In case anyone's wondering, you guys should really check out the album. The first song is gonna blow your minds immediately. What was the rig? Like, what did you use? Because I'm guessing guitar-wise, not gonna be a huge surprise, but
Yeah.
amp-wise.
Amp-wise, I used the MT100, which is still in prototype mode. That's 80% of what you hear.
Oh wow.
But I mixed it with on the dirty side, the rhythm side and the lead side, I mixed it with about 20% of an RK100, of a Cornford RK100, which I love.
Yeah.
And that's just an amp that Elvis always tells me every record, you got to bring that amp in, you got to bring it in. So there's that. I also used a little bit of MT15 here and there, and then a Victory V40 paired with either the MT15 or the MT100 towards the clean tone on the record.
All right. Crazy. Yeah, it's such a recognizable tone, but I still feel like there's a clear evolution of your tone. I don't know. It's obviously also different depending on the song, the band, the mood, I guess. But it's just a perfection of chunky nastiness and still very articulate and very precise in a way. It's a really nice mix.
The hardest thing to do is to come up with something that's chunky and percussive, but on the lead side, it doesn't sound brittle or harsh, and that's kind of the fine line to walk.
Yeah, exactly. We have some comments in the live chat, and Michael Koning asked someone, us, obviously, you guys gonna talk about Mark's new album and the MT100 prototype he's been showing.
Yes.
There you go. We've been faster. I mean, you. So how far is the prototype?
We've gone through a lot of revisions of it so far. Right now, we're down to figuring out the last channel. So at first, it was going to be a 2-channel amplifier, and we've got that part worked out. And then I said, I would love if I had another overdriven boutique tone in this amp, because I want this amp to replicate what I have at home.
Okay.
I want it to be, because I'm not going to plug into a high gain amplifier if I want to play some blues or some jazz or something like that. Not that I do that all the time, but if I wanted to, I want a Dumble style boutique amp in there, and that's what we're trying to develop within this amp. So we've got the big brutal rhythm chunky channel that also has a great lead tone to it. We have the great clean. The clean channel is one of my favorite clean channels ever. And then we have this third channel that we're working on. We've gone through a bunch of versions of it. I'm still not 100% with it yet. So we're doing a lot of experiments. It's not going to be done until it's done. Till we all feel like it's the best it can be.
Wow. I mean, that's quite a task to get that D kind of tone. I heard you talking about Dumbles and some really special amps a couple of years ago, actually. I'm not sure where it was, some interview. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. Good taste. That's a very different thing, but as great as super clean and super high gain. So I guess it makes a lot of sense, to have it all in your signature amp. If it's your amp, I mean, I want it to feature everything I would go for, and that channel is a good bridge between the dead clean and the big dirty. I want there to be a classy in between where you could still strum a little bit but have some overdrive on top of it. So say you're doing a finger style verse and you want to go into a pre-chorus that strums a little bit and has a little overdrive, and then you blast the big heavy distortion on the chorus. I just want another dynamic range for the amp. Wow, that sounds pretty unique, actually, because in most cases, if you have an amp that has a certain tone, whether it's a signature amp or just an amp, it kind of goes in that direction and only in that direction. Like if we're talking about a rectifier, it has a great clean tone and a great rectifier tone, but don't really do like creamy, chewy stuff with it. It's too dry. It's meant to blast people's faces off. But if you go there and do a third channel that goes in between, I'm not even sure if it even exists yet. Like that kind of mixture of.
Yeah, I don't think there is an amp that does the high gain thing and the Dumble style thing.
Yeah.
Well, there's amps like even the Mesa Boogies had the orange channel that was more along the lines of a less aggressive, more overdriven channel.
Yeah, yeah.
But I really want it to be something where an amp enthusiast like myself would buy the amp just because of that one channel, because it's so good. I want every channel to be like that. Like, I would buy this amp just for the clean channel. I would. And just for the dirty channel. I want every channel to be that way. And I want to keep the amp, the price tag on the amp as low as it can possibly be.
Wow.
You know, because that's what I did with the MT-15. I told everybody, you know, I had many conversations with Paul before it came out. I said, I would love there to be a 5 before the price tag of this amp, you know, and when it came out, it was $650 or something, but still for the price tag of the MT-15, that's one of the greatest amps out there. You know?
Yeah. Actually, I mean, that's probably one of the reasons why so many people buy the MT-15. I mean, I love the high gain tone. It's one of the biggest sounding lunchbox sized amp tone. So and the clean, right? Right.
So much good.
It's so cool. And the clean channel is one of the best clean channels. Like, what is going on here? Yeah.
You know, when we were developing that amp, I was like, why can't we put 6 L6s instead of 6 V6s? And he's like, well, we can, but lunchbox amps don't necessarily ever do that. Like, well, let's be the first.
Yeah.
You know, let's put real 2. We actually do 5 5881s in there now, but they sound. I remember when Paul called me with bad news one day. He said, I know it's going to upset you, but the factory that made our 6L6s for this amp is ceasing operations for some reason. So I've got this other Russian tube that's a 6L6 based tube that I want you to try out, see if you like it as much. Yeah. I liked it more, and I was blown away because I grew up on 6L6s. Yeah. And I was turning it on kind of like, let me check this out, and it blew me away. So it sounded even better. So long story short, yeah, that little lunchbox amp is built like that's just built like a arena amp, but it's just, you know, 15 watts, but it sounds like a 40 or 50 watt amp.
It has to be like as loud as a 50 watt. It's ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
No one ever believed me when I told like this is 15 watts. Like, nah, you're kidding me. It's like, yeah, it's loud. It's loud if you want to. Okay, let's do a hard turn to the left or right. Back to the songs. I wanted to know what how you approach writing songs for your different projects, because there's always a lot of Mark in your songs, obviously, but there's also a different vibe to it. I'm not sure, like your own stuff for the Tremonti project always have this serious darkness to it, like really intense. And with Alter Bridge, it's a bit more melodic, bit more like colorful, if you know what I mean. And like there's always something. There's the line, the Mark Tremonti line, but very different in a way. How do you approach this? Is this instinct, or is it very much a decision?
Well, I know with the Tremonti stuff that I can go deep down the rabbit hole, whatever rabbit hole I want, and make it fly. With Alter Bridge, I sit down with Miles and we play each other our favorite ideas, and you kind of get a sense for what the other person likes at the time, and you get more used to what they like. So when I write for Alter Bridge, I write more of like a epic, atmospheric, really lending myself towards a song that's going to have great vocal spots.
Okay.
Lots of room for great big vocals. And I write vocal melodies in my falsetto, so I know whatever I write, Miles can hit all those notes. So it's with Tremonti, if I know that I can go do the speed metal thing. I can't necessarily do that in Alter Bridge. I can do some heavy, funky, you know, groovy riffs, but I can't do horse scallop stuff that I grew up listening to.
Yeah.
That's what I love. That's a big core of my playing is, you know, down picking rhythm, you know, rhythm metal devastation. I love that, you know. So when I got to do the Tremonti stuff, it's almost like being completely liberated when it comes to doing the metal stuff. Yeah. So that's why some of it might sound more aggressive and more dark, because more aggressive music lends itself to darker themes and,
Absolutely.
moods.
Yeah. It's fantastic. You guys should definitely check it out. As told, 24th of September,
Yes.
which is this Friday, right?
Yes.
It's just a couple of days. All right. Do we have some comments? Do we have some questions for Mark?
We do. Many, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. By the way,
sorry if that's weird. I'm here too. Big fan. Hi.
that's Guillaume, and we're having a live stream. And yeah.
Sorry.
Nice.
Obviously, first question: Are you planning on touring this album in Europe as well?
Absolutely. We're the plan right now is to come the second half of January and tour mostly through February. That'll be the first time, and then we'll be coming back. Hopefully, every record cycle we try to hit as many festivals as we can. So we're going to try and get on as many European festivals next summer as well.
Great. Good to know. Anything else?
Yeah. That one was cool. What's the weirdest stories or rumors you've heard about yourself?
Oh, geez.
That's cool.
I remember this one guy came up to me, somebody said you had big ears or something. I see, and I'm like, oh man, now forever I feel like I got big ears. I actually was born with the beginnings of a third ear right over here.
No way.
My brother was born with one on this side, and his son was born with one on the same side as me. So we've got this line of having 3 ears in our genetic code, I guess.
Wow.
So, yeah, the doctor just took a thread and tied it around and snapped it off. But that's a little little trivia.
Wow. Yeah.
More specific geographical questions, obviously. Big simple question: when does he come to Romania? And insert country.
Yeah. Insert country. Yeah, of course. Everyone's
Yeah.
obviously so looking forward to seeing their favorite artists. I mean, come on, after such 18 months or longer. How is it to be back on tour? This is one from me this time. I'm guessing you guys were hungry for volume and people and just rock and roll, right?
Oh, it's been great. It's especially on the tour we're on now with our buddies in Seven Dust, and it's just very comfortable. We're in a bubble. We have to be in this bubble. We can't hang out with anybody. Everybody had to be vaccinated. Everybody has to have a negative PCR test. Everybody. We can't go sit down at a restaurant. We have to get stuff usually. But you can go eat on a porch at a restaurant or something. But it's just very strict. Even when I have family or friends come, they have to have tests and all that stuff. So it's a very isolated tour. But getting on stage is still as great as it's ever been.
Yeah. How are people? How is the audience? Are they even more energetic, or it's just the same awesomeness as ever?
Yeah, no, I think they're even more just excited to see, it's, I bet you this is the kind of thing where you go see a festival and maybe there's 10 bands on the festival, but instead of back in the day, people would be like, I'm just going to go see these 3 bands because these other bands are no good. Now everybody's just, I think, more open-minded. They want to see everybody. They want to see everything. Kind of reminds me of a European festival where there's such vast, so many different bands that everybody's into. Everybody's into music, live music in general right now, which is great.
That's awesome. That's actually something I kind of miss every now and then, like people just really going for one thing and just, come on, dude, give it a chance. I mean, most of my favorite bands I discovered like this, like by accident. And it's crazy. This is how my girlfriend, who's now my wife, became a huge fan of Alter Bridge, became a huge fan of Avenged Sevenfold, etc. Like, she didn't really know the bands. And I was like, you want to watch this? And she was like, okay, wow. So that's an awesome sort of development. And it's good to see that, the people are more open.
Absolutely.
Do we have anything else?
We have plenty else.
Okay, let's do 2 more. We don't want to rob too much of your time. I know you're busy and you're on tour, but it's so nice to have some communication going on between the viewers too.
We have Thrashfly who's asking, Mark, how would you sum up the essence of the new album? It's a very deep question
Wow.
right there.
It's not an easy one.
The accents.
How would you sum up the essence of the new album?
Essence.
Yeah.
I think, well, each song has tells its own story. But I think it's essentially a more energetic record than some of our previous ones. It's not as dark. You know, it's so funny though. I'll do interviews and reviews for the record, and people are like, "This is your darkest record yet," and I'm like, "Okay."
Good to know.
Everybody has a different point of view, you know, where this is your heaviest record yet. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, Dying Machine had a lot of heavy songs on it. I think my vibe of the record is I think it might be a little easier to process at first listen than maybe some of our other records. It's more, I guess, it's easier to take it in sooner, and I think it's got a lot of energy, and it doesn't really take you down a rabbit hole like some of our previous stuff does. I like taking people down rabbit holes in the moody stuff, but I think this one is more of on the surface an easier record to take in.
Yeah, yeah. I like that. I actually think it's, I have the same opinion. Like the only rabbit hole song would be Marching in Time, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Because of its length, and it takes you one step lower each and every time, and gets you into that mood, and I love it for that. But I think the hook lines, like the vocal hooks, are really, really catchy. Like it's really easy to fall in love with songs on this one.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you very much.
Totally. There's one more. Let's find it. Do we have it?
Yeah.
Thrashfly?
Yeah. Because I think that's a good follow-up question as well for guitar players.
Thrashfly asks, what's the guitar part he's most proud of on the new record, which we should keep an ear out for? Which we should keep an ear out for.
That's a mouthful. It's a mouthful.
Which is your favorite guitar part?
I think my favorite solo is the Let That Be Us solo. And then I think, not that it's difficult, I just think the mood of the bleak verse guitar part has been one of my favorite little guitar parts I've had for years. So that's probably my favorite of the just simple rhythm parts.
And vocal parts? Do you have a favorite song or line or chorus?
Probably, just because, I practice so much vocalization with like Frank Sinatra style singing in between records that I finally came to peace with my lower registers. So in like the bridge of Marching in Time, I think that's, even when I sing it live, I like the dynamic of shifting it to a much more vibey, mellow vocal. Yeah. I haven't really done that too much in the past. So that's probably my favorite vocal part.
Nice. My favorite one is Let There Be Us, obviously, as I told earlier. It's just such an incredible melody. Like, of course, it fits your voice because you guys made sure that it, you wrote the melody, obviously, but it's just such a perfect match for that chorus. I mean, mind-blowing. And a +1, and then we let you go and
sure.
play wherever. What did you say, where are you playing tonight?
We're in Belvedere, Illinois.
Illinois, wow, nice.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
I like rapping on something about what's the current inspiration or current album he's playing. There were a couple like that.
There's one. Kaiko asks current favorite album to listen to. That's a good one to wrap things up.
Gosh, you know what? I'm into guitar stuff, so just like. Anything by the Tedeschi Trucks band right now is, amazing. I think Derek Trucks is one of the greatest players living.
Cannot argue. I cannot argue.
Yeah. As far as rock, straight up rock stuff, been digging back into some Massive Attack stuff lately.
Okay, nice.
Opeth is always, if I'm going to listen to some metal, Opeth is one of my favorite metal bands world. What else? I like stuff like that, like Opeth. It's brutal, but it's also beautiful at the same time.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's the stuff that I gravitate towards. Is that moody, spooky, mysterious stuff that they do.
I've been.
Triptychon I've listened to a bit recently. I'm all over the place. Frank Sinatra, big bands. I've been listening to a lot of big band stuff lately too.
Wow. Okay. Mainly because of vocal influences, or just in that vibe, in that mood.
I love the era. You know, it's. I love the songs. They're just they're so different than rock and roll. It's just a different vibe. Just, I'm fascinated by that age, those people that lived in those times when the biggest stars were like a trumpet player or a horn player instead of the singer, you know. And then the bridge, maybe deep into the bridge, they brought a vocal in for the first time in a song. It's just a cool different. It was such a different approach to music than I'm used to now that I'm fascinated with it. That's why I listen to it so much.
It's so cool. It's so refreshing, right? It's like so different that it feels like it's something new and brave, even though that was like normal like in those days.
It seems like there's nobody doing much of that anymore. There might be a few Harry Connick and Bublé.
Yeah.
And some of the, Tony Bennett, but as far as like new generation people, Bublé and Harry Connick are like the only folks that stick out to me as doing the big band thing. So it's not really out there in people's psyche, but I love it.
Yeah. Well, I guess Opeth in their way are doing something similar, because they will play like 5 minutes without a single, word, and then vocal comes in. It's oh, hello there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice. Mark, I wish you the best possible tour, and hope to see you guys in Europe very soon. You told January is a realistic time?
Yeah, that's what we're planning on. So unless something horrible happens with the pandemic, that's what our plans are.
So looking forward to it. Alrighty. Have a fantastic day, and thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you. Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Well,
why are rock stars so goddamn cool? Okay, that was fun. You were just on the phone with Mark Tremonti.
Like, hey mom.
Yeah.
What you doing?
What's up?
Me? I was on phone with Mark Tremonti. Not Biggie. He's not my
taking a break from touring. Okay, well, if you're just joining now, hi, replay. Obviously,
wait a second until we're done, and then replay.
Yeah, obviously we'll be putting links to Mark's website, Mark's music, how to pre-order the album. If you're watching this after September 24th, it's already orderable in a regular way and not in a pre-way. So go do that, because the album is pretty killer.
It's so good. I mean, I have 3-4 favorite songs already, and that's a sign.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to it like 1 or 2 times because you don't have a lot of time, it's like, okay, gotta prepare yourself, listen to the songs, and then it's like, oh.
Because we really just had this weekend with the preview links, just like.
Well, half of it, like Sunday, So it's like, okay, let's go. No, it's really, really good and sounds massive.
Yeah,
massive. So cool. That was amazing, Kiko. Thanks for the comment. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, we had some
nice
really, really good. Some others that we couldn't fit in. I'm sorry about that. I would have loved to ask about the ice cream flavor, because it is also one of my favorite personal questions to ask, just like on a regular basis. To people.
What his favorite ice cream flavor?
Exactly. I always love that.
I actually almost asked if he ever got mispronounced at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Because he's Mark with a K. Which is my thing, because I always get mispronounced everywhere.
Have you read my name? Have you tried to spell my name to a stranger? No, you don't know what's hard. You don't know.
Right. But you have a T-shirt with all the wrong.
That's I know, but the real one is at the bottom. Nick, bonjour. Did I just start watching when it's over? I'm very sorry.
You did.
You did. Yeah, kinda. But that's cool, because that's gonna stay online, obviously, so you can catch up.
You wait a few more minutes, and you're gonna be able to scroll back, obviously.
Yeah, because it's late. I haven't had dinner. And I've had chips. I'm not a healthy person, but this is beyond what I would consider Just
Derek Trucks is awesome. Yetzimatsu Nightcat, so awesome. If anyone out there is watching this and doesn't know Derek Trucks, go Google him, go YouTube search him.
yeah, Derek Trucks.
And maybe it's not your style, like maybe it's not the most obvious thing for you to hear.
How
to
can
like slide bluesy dudes, but put that in your car while you're driving, or put it in your earbuds, whatever, while you're on the bus, wherever you are. You'll like it.
Yep.
Such
Derek Trucks
insane,
is
emotional,
the best.
deep guitar playing.
He's the
Incredible.
reason why I started slide guitar outside of. Oh yeah, you've
That's
read
gonna
the
be a
funny
good
word?
one. That's gonna be a good one
You
to
read
sign
the
off.
Can you really say that?
Yep.
Wow.
Wait, I have to read it first, but I
Alright,
think I will.
Let me also impress people. Someone commented in French earlier. Bonjour. See how well I can read that one? Let's see how he does now.
Oh, I will so mess this one up. So in case someone's wondering, this is gonna be Hungarian, but it's not a real word. Well, it is, but not really. This is from Devan Arya. Yeah.
Arya?
Can Kris say? It's also really small. Can I make this bigger?
You can read it
There
there
you
if
go.
it's bigger.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Megszentségteleníthetetlenségeskedéseitekért. Bam! Gotcha!
Bonjour. Which I suppose mean exactly the same thing. That was very impressive.
Megszentségteleníthetetlenségeskedéseitekért.
Yeah, that's
You don't want me to translate it because
exactly
it's like,
how it's spelled.
it's kind of correct, but it doesn't mean a thing, really.
Probably never spell Guillaume's name right. Oh, Joseph. It absolutely
You're
does
not alone.
not matter. My best friends here misspell my name, either on purpose or just like
Mostly.
out of creative instinct, you know, just to see where they can take it. That's
How far we can
That's
go.
how we went from Guillaume to Jill, which again, contraction, why not? Sure. To Gulliver, I'm like, all right, sure. You know, literature, it's still kind of, to Jessica. It doesn't even start with the same letter.
Nope.
But,
it doesn't share
you know,
many letters.
Jessica, yeah, sure. If you go in this way, why not?
I would just stick to G. Whenever I have to write his
Nailed
name,
it.
I know how to write his name, but it's just so many letters that don't make any sense because you don't say them.
It's spelled
So,
Jillian right, yeah.
G.
No, that's it, G. G works.
G.
If you're ever in doubt, I accept anything.
Alrighty, we are rambling.
Wait,
you guys.
wait, sorry.
Should
favorite
wait.
Favorite kind of chips, sour cream and onion.
Oh, okay.
I felt like I had to answer that one before we left. Either that or like chili
Massive
peppers.
trivia from Mark Tremonti and from Jessica.
Sour cream and onion or chili peppers, either one. All right, and on that.
On that bombshell, let's end your misery.
Yes.
You guys are so fantastic to join in,
Yeah.
and we will do something very similar. Are we gonna be doing something very similar, or am I?
We are.
We.
In 2 weeks, and then you'll be on your own.
It's gonna be good times. No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna be so alone.
I'll be on a beach somewhere, hopefully where there's still a little bit of sunshine. We'll see.
You better go south.
Yeah, I'm going south.
We will see you in 2 weeks. Probably not the same time. We'll see about it. Maybe yes, maybe not. Maybe a bit earlier.
Depends on the potential guest as
Yeah,
well. We
yeah.
never know what might happen.
And it's been an absolute pleasure having
It
you
has.
guys on the other end of the line. Imaginary digital ether line.
Don't think about it too much.
It's getting worse.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm getting out of here.
Take good
And
care
you
of
guys.
yourselves, and we'll see each other in the next video and in the next live stream. And we love you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.
We could have jammed that.
I feel like jamming. And you're muted.
Oh yeah, true. You turned me off.
You asked for it. The same thing? Oh, let's do, can you do Little Wing chords?